Welcome back everybody to Torpedoes and Tarantulas, and in this video it's going to be kind of an update video and basically a feeding video along with a little spider Tinder ad here at the beginning, like what I'm about to do. But this video is basically going to be feeding all of my tarantulas that didn't just recently molt or that I expect of being in a pre-molt. These are all of the tarantulas I'm certain will probably eat. Now, whether they will eat on camera remains to be seen, but we will get a pretty good view of some beautiful tarantulas if we don't get much action, starting with this gorgeous guy right here, which if any of you have been with me from the beginning, you know who this is. This is my beautiful boy, Augie, my mature male Chromatopelma cyanopubescens, the wonderful GBB, or green bottle blue tarantula, my first spider. He molted out, 3 months ago, and has not eaten on camera since before his ultimate molt. Now, he did eat once that I witnessed, and I fed him another time, and I haven't seen that roach, so I'm assuming he ate it. But what I'm going to do here, as I'm trying to feed him, is basically sell him. So let me get a roach, and let's see if he will eat. Don't hold your breath on this one, guys. Alright, so as I mentioned, this is my mature male GBB. We're going to try to offer him a roach. I'm not sure what's going to happen, although I won't be surprised if what happens. Wow. I was not expecting that. There you go, guys. If you were wondering about my first tarantula, because you haven't seen him in a while, there you go. That was his first feeding on camera, and holy shit was it fast. And the first time he ate after his ultimate molt, I didn't think he was going to eat because I had attempted to feed him 5 or 6 times already in the month after he ultimately molted, and he wouldn't give me nothing. And one day I was just doing typical maintenance, and I offered him a mature male just like that, so quick, I didn't even see it. I hope I got at least some of that on camera, because that was pretty freaking exciting. So, I mentioned that there was a subscriber that asked me for a couple of updates, or if I didn't, I'm mentioning it now. In one of my last videos, he asked me for a couple of updates, one of them being my baby jumping spiders, which I'm working on those. But he also asked for an update on this beautiful boy right here, Augie. So, for Anthony Johansson, that takedown was for you, bud. Be keeping a lookout for the video on the baby jumpers. I still got some for you, bud. There we go, guys. Look at him. That's the first time I've seen him feed on camera in at least 6 months. Because he went through kind of a fasting phase there for at least 3 months before he molted his ultimate molt, where he wouldn't eat, he wouldn't do anything. Here recently, he's been wandering around his enclosure a lot more, and I'm going to ask for a little bit of advice for those experienced in keeping mature male GBBs or possibly breeding them. I'm thinking that I need to relocate him into a different enclosure, because with his webbing and everything, it's such a mess. And me being a still pretty new tarantula keeper, I can't recognize the sperm webs, which if I want to breed him out, I think I need to keep track of. By the way, here comes the tender part of it, guys. This beautiful boy right here is available. He is an eligible bachelor, and he's ready to put his offspring out there for anybody that is interested. So, if you do not have a female green bottle blue, but you do know someone, please let them know. Let's put the feelers out there. See if Augie can't find him some good old GBB love. Such a beautiful boy. I love this guy. I just don't want to see his life have been wasted. So, as I said, anybody experienced in keeping these, should I relocate him into kind of at least a temporary kind of a observatory enclosure, if you will, to keep track of his sperm web making, just let me know. And so that's all I've got on this beautiful boy, Anthony. I hope you did enjoy that. I hope everybody else enjoyed it. I really love this guy. He's so beautiful. All right, so let's do some feeding, shall we? First up is a sling I'm sure will not disappoint. This is one of two Aphonopelma seemanni that I got from Edward and Sarah Tyndall. They're great people. The one thing I love about these little guys is they are curious. Once you open their enclosure and the light gets on them, they actually kind of come out and check it out, which I really like. And you're about to see the second reason why I like them, because they do not disappoint when it comes to feeding time. I mean, they do not disappoint when it comes to feeding time. They are voracious little eaters. And so, I really love these guys. I actually never had any desire to have an Aphonopelma seemanni personally for myself, but since I've gotten these two, I've fallen in love with them. There's the first one, giving us some badass takedowns. Let's move on to the second one. And here is Aphonopelma seemanni sling number 2. Don't blink, guys. You might miss it. Told you guys. See how fast it is? These little bastards are fast, voracious eaters. They're really awesome. If you didn't know, I won one of these from a drawing that Edward Tyndall had. And he actually sent me 2. That's how awesome people the Tyndalls are. They promise you 1, they give you 2. They promise you 2, they give you 4. And so on and so forth. You get the idea. But I have not regretted getting these 2 slings from these guys, because they are really awesome feeders. Too bad they're more fossorial, but I'm really starting to fall for them. Let's move on and feed some more tarantulas. Alright, so here is one of my more beautiful tarantulas, as my voice scares it off, that I have in my collection. And another one that just recently molted. I'm pretty sure will probably be hungry. This is my Dolichothele diamantinensis, or the Brazilian blue dwarf beauty. This is one of only, I think, 2 dwarves that I have. And it just recently molted, and it's calmed down a little bit since the last molt. It bolts a lot less when you move its enclosure around, but I did feed it probably 3 days ago, and it had a pretty good sized mealworm, so it may not be hungry. Hopefully you got a quick glimpse of it before my voice scared it into its enclosure here, and we couldn't get a good view of it. Knowing this species the way I have since I've had it, it is absolutely not interested in this food. So, sorry about that. Let's move on to the next one. By the way, heads up, this video is going to turn into a 2-parter. That being said, let's move on to the next tarantula. This is my Lasiodora klugi, the Bahia Scarlet bird eater. The only of the large tarantulas so far that I'm interested in, because it looks like a giant Brachypelma vagans, which I don't have one of those yet. I do have, I think I have 5 Brachypelmas, 3 different species. But I'm going to feed this guy, and then hopefully he will grab the roach and be preoccupied, and I can kind of show you what he's been doing to his enclosure, because he has recently turned into a little bulldozer. If I can find the roach that I set aside for him. There we go, I found it. Wow, that was unusual. It's usually right on it. It touched at it at first, but then it didn't do anything. This guy's usually already on the trail of whatever is in its enclosure, especially when it's tickling its back leg. So there's only a couple of things that could mean. And I think one of those guys is that it's in a pre-molt. So since it is in a pre-molt and it's not going to do much feeding for us, I will leave the roach in there, but I just wanted to show you. You can already see its water dish, which is a tattoo ink cup, which has been moved. I had it probably right here, and then a couple of weeks ago he started putting it started putting substrate in its cup, and it's been doing some dirt work. You can see it's kind of excavated that one corner down in there. You can see all that damp substrate around there, and then it excavated this corner over here and moved all of that substrate over here. And so it's been the hobby bulldozer, if you will, in the last couple of weeks. It's really starting to move stuff around, but you saw that it didn't go after the roach, and if you've seen some takedown videos from this guy, it doesn't hesitate, so I wouldn't be surprised if this one's getting ready to go into a pre-molt. So let's go find something else to feed. Alright, and so up next is one of two Harpectura pulchripes that I have. This is my younger one. This is the sling-aged tarantula that I have. Everybody knows Phoebe, my female. This one here, I'm hoping to be a male. I've already tickled it out twice, and every time it just retreated. I'm really hoping for this one to be a male. It'll probably be one of the only breeding projects that I attempt, at least right now, as a keeper, because I've got no experience in it, but I really love the Harpectura pulchripes, and if I could breed some, then that would be really awesome. So I'm hoping this is a male, and now it acts like it doesn't want to come out. We'll wait a couple of more seconds here and see if it might not come out and feed for us, but this is going to be the end of part one of what's going to turn out to be a two-part update and feeding video with not much action to finish out the first part. I apologize for that. Hopefully we can make up for it in the second part. Now, just before I started the camera and put the mealworm in there, I did this right here with this toothpick, and I didn't do it more than 2 or 3 seconds twice in a row, and its legs came into view. You just saw there was a little bit of leg dead down there. Here we go. See if we can tickle it out. We used to have to do this with Phoebe when she was this size. Tickle them out. Once this one gets a little bit older, just like Phoebe, I'll be able to tongue feed it. You can see some of those beautiful colors, just barely. See the green on the bottom of its feet, the blue on the ends of those legs, and that gold color. This one is throwing up that was a threat posture, guys. Which tells me this one may be in a pre-molt too. Which doesn't surprise me. It's been a couple of months, almost a couple of months probably since this one molted. So I don't think we're going to get anything out of it. We're going to end the first part of this video. Don't forget, like, comment, share, subscribe. Take care of yourselves and each other. Get ready for part 2. See y'all later. Take care. God bless.